How you doing there, folks? Baiters here for another Top 10. This week we're going to be looking at the Top 10 Essential Mods in Skyrim Special Edition. For those of you playing on Xbox, keep your eyeballs ready for this little nipple twister. And for those of you playing on PlayStation 4, keep your eyeballs ready for this sexy bitch. That way you'll know if those mods are available for your console. For those of you playing on PC, put your girthy penis back in your panties because all these mods are available to you all as we do all our reviews on the PC version of Skyrim Special. The links to all these mods will be in the description. Now let's get to average baiting, baby! At number 10, we have Alternate Start, Live Another Life by Arthmore. I'm sure we've all thought about being a different person one time or another, especially in a video game. Sometimes it can be nice to move off the main story and occupy someone else's shoes and see how they feel. Ooh, these are comfy. Now before this mod, if you wanted to be somebody else, you had to cut off their skin and wear it around like a leather onesie, hoping no one would notice over Christmas dinner. Well, guess what? Someone always notices and freaks out and calls the cops before you finish eating your mashed potatoes. This mod appeals to that fantasy of wanting to be someone else by first allowing you to skip the intro sequence where everybody is getting decapitated and the dragon comes out of nowhere to save the day in a very life-threatening turn of events. Now you'll be able to just skip past that and start the game as a different character with a different backstory. Now instead of a dragonborn epic badass, you can be a prostitute that specializes in tossing salads. How does that sound? Pretty exciting, right? Yeah. Now don't worry, with this mod installed, eventually you will be thrown into the main quest, there's just no way around it. But this mod will definitely get you to bypass Helgen at the first of the game, making starting a new character a lot easier and less repetitive. This is definitely a must-have mod for anyone who wants a little variety in terms of the main character's background and development. I rate this mod one bird that thinks balancing is somehow more impressive than flying. Yeah, he can fly, so what? Look at what I can do! Ladies, are ya wet yet? At number 9, we have Total Character Makeover by Scarla. This mod makes your character look so good I actually changed my Tinder photos to 4 screenshots of my character in Skyrim, and just 1 picture of my penis. You still need that 1 dick pic to solidify the arrangement, I think. And if I know anything about women, it's that after they see an attractive guy, they always think, yeah, but does he have a weird penis? Seriously though, I'm currently in the process of writing a book on how to pick up women using a bombardment of dick pics. It'll be released as soon as one girl messages me back. This mod takes those unattractive vanilla characters and overhauls them, making them a lot easier on the eyes. All the textures are very detailed, but they're also performance friendly. This mod is great because it improves on the vanilla appearances without straying too far from the design, so the characters still look like they belong in the Skyrim setting. This mod improves the hand and foot meshes, adds complete texture sets for all races including snow elf and vampire textures, also adds improved teeth textures, eye textures, eyebrow textures, and much more. So if you want your Skyrim character to get fantasy fanboys fapping hard as fuck over them, then you're definitely going to need this mod. This is just one of those mods that once your character looks this good, it's impossible to ever want to go back to looking like a personified turd ever again. I rate this mod 1 monkey fingering himself really hard in the butthole. At number 8, we have Smelly Don Combat of Skyrim by Anae. Now there's nothing worse than fighting someone who can't properly defend themselves. For instance, I once got in a fight with an 8-year-old and it was pathetic because I'm like a fully grown adult. And it was just sad the way that kid just beat the living shit right out of me in front of all my friends. That's what I call the stuffed animals I bring with me everywhere I go. My friends. This mod makes sure your enemies are not as ill-prepared as I was up against that 8-year-old. Now when the Dragonborn comes a-knocking, your enemies will be ready. This mod makes more effective combat AI. It increases the lethality, meaning your enemies, depending on their level, may be very difficult to match. New mechanics were also added to add more depth to the game. This mod adds dynamic combat where it appears that the AI actually think before they act while they are fighting. They start to act like actual people who care about their lives. It goes even further, adding features that slow you down while moving sideways and backwards while wielding a weapon or a spell. It reduces the auto aim on bows and crossbows, and block effectiveness against power armor attacks have been reduced as well. There's also much more that have been added that I just don't have enough time to talk about in this mod review. This mod really makes the combat in the game a lot more believable and fun to engage with. Note that almost all the parameters are adjustable, so if you don't like one feature, you can turn it off or adjust it to your comfort level. This is definitely a great addition to the game, one that I would highly recommend to anyone who enjoys combat in Skyrim Special Edition. I rate this mod that one expression every crack addict makes when they realize that they're out of crack.
Oh, that's the last of my crack. I need some crack. I definitely need some crack. I need some crack! I need some crack!
At number 7, we have Winter is Coming Cloaks by Nivea. Cloaks are one of those things that when you're wearing them in Skyrim, everybody thinks you're cool as shit. But when you wear one at your local park, all of a sudden you're too weird to play with people's kids. I feel like we really need to bring back the cloak and cape in modern clothing design because capes are A, awesome, and B, make you look like a superhero. This mod adds lore-friendly cloaks and hoods to the game that were inspired by HBO's Game of Thrones and Viking art. They suit the Skyrim world perfectly and go great with almost any armor or clothing pieces. This mod adds 111 new cloaks and hoods to the game. There are the Bearclaw, Wolfskin, Armored Bearclaw, and Armored Wolfskin variants to choose from. The cloaks and hoods all look fantastic with great meshes and textures that really bring them to life in the game. All the items have been added to the level list. They are also craftable at the tanning rack. All the armored items can be tempered, and both the hoods and cloaks can be enchanted as well. Now when it comes to feeling really immersed in the Skyrim world, it's important that the world makes sense. And what better way to explore the snow-covered mountaintops of Skyrim than with your very own badass looking cloak to keep you warm as fuck. Nothing says I came prepared like a toasty looking character in a cold as fuck setting. This mod is essential for anyone who gets even the slightest bit chilly when they're exploring Skyrim. I rate this mod one old guy who's never seen a watch. What in the bejesus? Back in my day, we had to tell time by looking up at the sun until one of us passed out. And we were always wrong. Sometimes I thought it was Thursday and it was winter. At number 6, we've got Realistic Ragdolls in Force by Definder. I know what a lot of you must be thinking. What the fuck is a ragdoll? Is it a skanky doll that doesn't bathe and smells like an ass crack? Or maybe it's a rag used for cleaning surfaces that looks just like a Barbie. But that wouldn't be very practical now, would it? No, ragdoll is a term used in modern electronic games where characters fall limply and body parts interact with the environment after being killed. The goal of ragdoll physics is creating more realistic corpses. Fun fact, one of the earliest games that incorporated ragdoll physics was Hitman. Simply put, this is when you bitch slap your Thane for bringing you cold soup and they fall really fucking hard to the ground. Now if they fell all soft like and shit and it didn't look like it hurt, then they probably think that cold soup is acceptable. But we all know that it's not. So proper ragdolls are important to keep the NPCs from stepping out of line. This mod reduces extra force applied on ragdolls to a more reasonable level and replaces ragdolls so they bend and twist realistically and fall at a faster velocity. It also increases friction to fix ice-like ragdoll sliding. In short, this mod makes the bodies in the game seem less stiff and act in a realistic way when they fall or interact with objects. This is an excellent mod that doesn't just make the combat more believable, but also makes the world more immersive when the NPCs fall and interact with objects in a realistic fashion. I rate this mod one reindeer that got kicked off Santa's team because he couldn't pull shit. At number 5, we have Enhanced Blood Textures by Definder. Now, detailed blood is important. Lots of times, knowing blood when you see it can be the difference between life and death. Just ask 2 out of the 3 people I have locked up in my basement. You should have run when you had the chance! Alright, things got a little dark there, so let's lighten the mood with a dancing moose thingy.
I'm a dancing thing that looks like a moose. Oh, I am a dancing fucking moose. Ooh yeah, I'm a dancing fucking moose, baby.
Nothing raises more red flags and causes more commotion than some detailed blood textures. This mod makes sure that the blood in the game is so realistic that psychos can get their fix before they go out in public. This mod makes the blood in Skyrim bloodier with a higher resolution and more detailed textures. It also has additional features including kill move animation spasms. It also has drops of blood when you're low on health, damage-based blood amounts. There's now blood pooling. Spiders now have green blood, and machines have oil for blood. This mod adds more realism to Skyrim's combat mechanics and is one of those mods most people can't play without. This is one of those mods that actually makes the game more immersive after it's installed. I rate this mod one photo of when someone tells you a secret that they probably shouldn't.
Hey, you wanna hear a secret? The other day I fucking had sex with your wife. Yeah.
At number 4, we have Better Vampires by Brehannon. I don't know about you guys, but I would actually love to be a vampire in real life. Not for the immortality thing, but because you could go around telling people you were gonna suck them off, and it wouldn't be weird.
I want to suck your bum! I mean blood! I meant blood. I'm not gay. I just really want to suck your bum. I mean blood! Fuck!
This mod is literally the next best thing to being a vampire in real life. It does a great job overhauling the vampire setup in Skyrim to make it a lot more interesting and interactive. This mod is highly customizable just like Skyrim, so if you want to play as a vampire, but you don't want to follow all the rules the mod author put in place, then you can, and you can really create your own build with this mod, letting you choose how you want to play. Now just a quick note, the jump height was affected in the original version of this mod on Skyrim, however the mod author has yet to be able to port that specific feature over to the PC or console versions of the Special Edition just yet. Now, without giving away too many spoilers about the progression of this mod, I will give you guys some insight into what it entails. Basically, as you feed on enemies or victims, you'll be able to progress as a vampire through a vampire-focused leveling system, adding new perks and powers all along the way. There really is a difference now between being an old weathered master vampire and being a virgin vampire who doesn't even know what blood tastes like.
What is this? It's gross and tastes like copper.
Honestly, it's hard to imagine playing as a vampire in Skyrim Special without this mod installed, as it really adds so much in terms of the vampire dynamic. This mod is incredibly immersive and very well done. I rate this mod 2 guys playing soccer who don't understand the rules.
Okay, now, can you feel my balls on the back of your head?
Check.
Okay, we're ready now. Come at me, bruh.
Now at number 3, we've got Immersive Armors by Hothtrooper44. Now what you wear can definitely say a lot about you as a person. For instance, just look at this guy. Yeah, you'd hang out with him, right? Maybe even have a sleepover and eat popcorn with that cool fella? Yeah, but then look at this guy! Yeah, you wouldn't even bend over with that weirdo in the room, would ya? Now Skyrim does have a lot to choose from in terms of armors, but there's always room for improvement, especially when that improvement is immersive and so well done. This mod adds more armors to the game that all look incredible and fit into the lore of Skyrim perfectly. This mod adds new life to the game, making a new playthrough feel very unique. Adding 55 new armor sets to the game and over 60 including the different variants of those armors. It adds tons of new helmets as well as 396 new shields and a large number of other items such as eye patches, capes, earrings, scarves, and much more. All these items are craftable, upgradable, enchantable, and are integrated into the game through leveled lists, quest rewards, game placement, or on specific NPCs in the game. This mod is so well done that it will almost completely change your playthrough of Skyrim by adding so much more to the game. This honestly could have been a DLC in and of itself, as it has been implemented into the game so well. Sometimes it can be difficult to tell if an armor is part of this mod or if it was in the game to begin with, as the armors and other items added by this mod fit into the world so well. This is definitely a must-have mod for anyone who wants to add some variety to the armor and clothing dynamic of Skyrim Special. I rate this mod one weird guy who likes to run behind animals and spank them on the ass.
Oh yeah, run faster. Yes, oh, I spank you hard as fuck.
At number 2, we have Skyrim 2017 Textures by P. Fusher, aka Zerwas1. Bad textures are the worst. They're a lot like having an ugly baby and having to show off that ugly baby to other people. Now people always pretend it's not ugly, but deep down you know they're all just faking it. You can almost hear it in their voice. Wow, that baby looks totally normal and doesn't look fucked up at all.
Why, thank you so much. We only dropped it twice. 5-second rule, right?
Now this mod gets rid of the ugly baby of Skyrim, which is the textures that are outdated. Yes, this is the remastered version, but modders are always way ahead of the game when it comes to making Skyrim look sexy as fuck. And this mod proves that point 10 times over. This mod improves the textures in all the cities in Skyrim. It also improves the aesthetics of all the bridges, farmhouses, roads, mines, mountains, and landscapes. These textures look so good it almost completely changes the look of Skyrim and makes you think you're actually playing a different game. These textures look so sexy your eyeballs will think they're doing something naughty just by gazing at them. The textures look so realistic that if you were to open a window next to your PC, a bird may actually crash right into the fucking screen. Yeah, it sucks for the bird because now I'm gonna fucking eat him, but it speaks wonders about this mod. This is definitely a must-have mod for anyone who wants a more aesthetically appealing Skyrim Special. I rate this mod 1 turkey who's paranoid as fuck that somebody's watching him.
I bet you look delicious with gravy.
And at number 1, we have the unofficial Skyrim Special Edition patch by Unofficial Patch Project Team, or UPPT for short. Now there's nothing worse than when a bug ruins your game. I remember sitting in my living room getting really into the story of Skyrim when all of a sudden, boom! A giant bumblebee started uppercutting the shit out of my system. Then it turned and looked me right in the eye and said,
"If you tell anyone about this, I will fucking kill you."
Needless to say, bugs are gamers' worst nightmares. So this mod sorts a lot of that fear with a comprehensive bug fixing mod for Skyrim Special Edition. The goal of this mod is to eventually fix every bug that wasn't resolved by Bethesda. Now this mod literally fixes hundreds of gameplay, quests, NPC, object, item, text, and placement bugs. And for those of you who are hesitant to download this patch, note that no unsafe changes were made, such as deleting stock objects. So this mod is as safe as raw dog in a virgin's butthole. Furthermore, it is designed to be compatible with as many other mods as possible, which is a great feature for mod addicts like myself. Now, if you want to know all the specific fixes that are done by this mod, then you can check out the changelog on the mod author's page. There are honestly too many things to list to cover every fix in this video, but I assure you this is definitely an essential mod for anyone who wants to really get immersed in a playthrough of Skyrim Special Edition. This is the only mod that I would recommend to everyone playing Skyrim Special, as even players who don't like to mod their game will benefit from this mod. I rate this mod 1 turtle who doesn't know the definition of the word quit. He does, however, know the phrase, "Fuck me, I'm stuck." Thanks again for watching, guys and girls. If you enjoyed this video, then go ahead and use your 2 thickest fingers to press down on that subscribe button. Oh goodness, you have some really thick ones, don't you? Ooh baby. That way you can come back for more fun next time. For those of you who've already subscribed, thanks so much for your support. Also be sure to check that you're still subscribed, as YouTube's been going a little wacky lately unsubscribing people from channels that they follow. We know this because numerous people have private messaged us letting us know. So thank you for the heads up, guys. Really appreciate that. Remember to follow us on Twitter for the latest updates on our newest content. The link will be in the description. Hope to see you all again next time for another Top 10.